All right, welcome back. It's day 8. You've gone through a whole week, and we're now starting week 2. Wow, it's a fun time, isn't it? And it's just going to be the time that you look back at and say, wow, remember the beginning. Because, there's only one time where you're getting started and learning all these new things. And maybe you're an old networker and you've done all this stuff before, and you're really going through this just because you need to know what your team is going to be going through so that you can help guide them through this. And if that's you, congratulations. But if you're brand new, man, this is all new and it might be a little overwhelming, but don't worry, just take it one step at a time. That's why we're doing this each day, just a little different. Today we're going to talk about structure, all right? Now, before we do that, again, we want to go over yesterday's assignment. Remember, you were to get with your up team, your leader, your mentor, and find out, how am I doing? All right, because it's important to have a continuum in terms of knowing where you were, where you're at, and where you're going. Well, you need to know where you're at. How am I doing on this continuum to going on and reaching the whatever level it is that you're trying to reach, whether it's Zen 12 or maybe for you it's just Zen 4. I just want to get Zen 4. If I can get Zen 4, then I can go. See, you got to start where you can believe. If you can believe Zen 4, when you get to Zen 4, you'll be able to believe Zen 6 or Zen 8 or higher maybe. Okay, so check your progress. And then the other thing is that you want to attend an event or schedule an event for an online training meeting with your team. Did you do it? And again, if you haven't done it, stop right here, stop the training and go back and get that done. Don't skip steps because it'll hurt you in the long run. I'd rather have you take 100 days to go through 25 days than to go through the 25 days in a day and a half. Just sit down, your Netflix binge. You're going to have your Zenoa training binge. Don't do that. It's wrong. Okay. This is about really learning, and learning takes doing. And so if you're not willing to do the assignments, it's not going to work. And you get all done and say, well, it didn't work. No, hate to break the news to you, but you didn't work, because it does take work. It's not hard work, but it's work. Nevertheless, you got to go through the steps, and so make sure you do it. Okay, so on with today. But before we do, we always review our objective: to be a day-by-day instruction, one step at a time, to create a 25-day habit so that these things become very natural. Remember when you did things that you do now in the beginning? Right? Like the first day you went to work, whatever you do for a living, remember how hard it was? Remember how awkward it was? You were afraid to say the wrong thing, right? And you always, you wanted the answers, and you didn't know quite where to go, and, where's the lunchroom and all that, it could be as basic as, where to park. And remember how awkward it was, and you had to think about everything. And now think about today. You do it without even thinking about it, because it's a habit. You've done it so many times, you just do it without your sleep. So somebody says, well, what do you do? Bang, you know exactly what to say, because in the beginning, you didn't know what to say. You said, well, and you look at your shoes and say, well, you ever heard of Zenoa? And you're awkward. But after a habit, you go, oh, what I do? Well, I help people get in business for themselves. I provide my time, my effort, and I financially back them. And when they're successful, I get paid. And if they don't make money, I don't make money. So I'm very, very passionate about the people I help making a lot of money, if that's what they want to do. What do you do? And that usually gets a response. But I can do that in my sleep, because I've done it for 38 years, right? Now, I wasn't that good at it for a long time, and you might not be at first either, but it'll take some time. But that's why we're doing this. It's important to know that. Our daily does it. Again, you take your core care, your SRQ, and your new Cohiba twice a day. Get everybody in the family on the products, because you need to be a product of the product. Read 15 minutes in a positive thinking book. What you feed your mind, what goes in comes out. Garbage in, garbage out. And so, Fox News and CNN, garbage in, garbage out. You know what? I had somebody tell me a long time ago that if the news gets so bad, if the world is so bad, you'll get somebody that'll be brave enough to call you. Hey, dude, you know what's going on in the world? Really? Wow. No kidding. Didn't know that. Oh, thanks for calling. You know what negative is? Negative is when you share information with people that they can't do anything about, right? And so, what happens in the economy and all that stuff, all I can do is work on my economy. And my economy is all that really counts. Your economy is all that really counts. So let's work on that. All right. Read 15 minutes, listen 30 minutes to something positive and inspirational. Maybe it's music even. Sometimes music can be really inspirational. You know, I have a friend that they put on dance music, like, you know, I don't know, dancing. They just start dancing around and all that. I don't know if that motivates you, do it. If that inspires you, do it. Maybe it's poetry, reading poetry. Maybe it's reading the Bible or reading, you know, some other spiritual literature. I don't know. Maybe it's like Anthony Robbins. It doesn't matter what it will get, something as long as it's good, positive, you know, because sometimes people say, well, this is really good. This is positive stuff. And it's really not, you know, how to win friends and influence people is positive. That's a guaranteed. But there are people out there that write books on how to use people. Right. And that's not right. So be careful what you listen. If you're curious, you don't know what to read or listen, go upline. Find somebody upline because they have your financial interests, your best interests at heart. Attend a company or a team event. Right? Meet one new person physically every day. Hi, my name is. Go out of your house. Go find people. They're all over the place. Right? People say, well, I don't know anybody. Well, there's 350 million people in the United States. You could probably meet a couple of them. And that would be advisable. Meet 5 people on social media. It's easy. All right. Comment on 2 posts on social media. Say something to somebody. All right. Don't just go on and become an observer, you know, the stalker. The Facebook stalker where you just, you know, you're a voyeur, you know, participate, say hi, what's happening? That's cool. I like that. Make a comment on something, text or message 5 friends to congratulate or encourage them. Hey, you're doing great. Hey, I saw, you know, your trip that just looked amazing. Congratulations on your new, you know, position, whatever it is. I like LinkedIn for that. LinkedIn tells you when people are you know, progressing. They've been where they work for 25 years or whatever. Congratulations, 25 years. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You must be amazing. You know, so say something. Present Zenoa to a prospect. This is always the one I want to pause at because it's, in my mind, the most important thing you could do to change your life because it's going to change other people's lives health-wise and financially, and that's going to change your life because when you give a blessing, you get blessings. What you give, you get tenfold. It's biblical. Write down the most important task you need to do today. Always important to do the most important things, not necessarily the urgent things. We tend to go to what's urgent. It has to be handled right now. But it's important that we also handle what's the most important thing. And again, in my mind, that's present the plan or present the product. Spend 10 dedicated minutes with each of your members of your family because no way when you get successful are you going to be able to go back to these days with your children and with your spouse, your partner, whoever that's important to you and make it up. All right. It's like, well, I was busy out making a life for you guys. Hogwash. That's an excuse. You can take 10 minutes every day to say, hey, I love you. I care. You mean something to me. And there's nothing better to say I care than say, come here, turn the phone off, turn the TV off. What's important? What's going on in your life? What are you going to do today? What are you excited about? What are you grateful for? Communicate with people that you care about. And that'll be the thing they remember, not the car that you got or, you know, all that stuff. That'll be fun. No problem getting that too, but you can have it all. All right. They say you can't have it all. That's a lie. You can have it all. All right. Express gratitude for your blessings. Always be grateful for what you have. You're not going to get more if you're not at least grateful for what you have. It's just universal principles, guys. They work. All right. So today we're going to talk about structure. It's important to understand the rewards plan. Just keep it simple. Okay. It's designed for you to build a maximum of 3 teams. Now you can enroll more than 3, but you're going to place them in depth for a maximum return on your efforts. Okay. Just those 2 things. Just keep in mind. You're just trying to get 3 teams. If you get more than that, you're going to put them down in depth and help the people that you got get more people because you don't get paid for having a 4th, 5th, 6th team. You get paid for having 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people enrolled. You can always enroll people. All right. That's a good thing. Don't stop enrolling. All right. You never want to stop doing what you want your people to do. All right. Set the example. Duplicate by setting an example. People will always be more interested in watching your taillights than seeing your headlights. See, a lot of times people teach by saying, well, here's what you got to do. Yet they're not doing it, right? And they got the headlights coming right at these people saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. Instead, don't say, hey, here's what I'm doing. Watch me do it. See ya. and you're off. And they're chasing your taillights because then they know you don't need them. You need people in this business, but you don't need any one person. So stop begging people, stop berating people, stop expecting people to help you get your dream. Go help them get theirs, right? By setting an example. So again, the principles are you need 3 teams, but you want to keep enrolling to set the example, and you're going to enroll and place them in depth, okay? Now, structure your business where your groups don't compete for prospects. And I'll show you an example here in a minute, but what that means is make groups, teams of like family members all in one line, your classmates all in one line, maybe your church all in one line, and then maybe another line is all in with your classmates. So you're keeping people in groups, all right? And why is that important? Because let's say you sponsor your brother and your sister and your cousin. Well, their names list is the same people. They're going to be calling them and say, well, I called them first, you know, and then they're competing for prospects. That's a bad situation. Just the next one that gets in goes in depth. The next one, hey, brother, if you get in first, you're in first, and then everybody comes after you in the family. Oh, I'm in, right? That's how it works. Hey, I'm going after everybody in the church. And so if you're the first one in, everybody's in the church going to be under you. You want to get in now or you want to wait? Want to be the 5th one in? The 25th one? It's up to you. All right. So that's how you do it. So you line them up vertically so they're all part of the same effort. Okay. A team that works together because they're all trying to get the next one. Can you imagine you get 5 people in a church? They're all talking to people in the church. Where are they all going? We all know where they're going. Right at the bottom, 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 right at the bottom. That's how it works. That's how you build synergy. So you line them up. You see how I got them? All right. So you put your family in one leg, your church in another leg, school in another leg. And then once you got them lined, if you get another, you just assign them to one of your teams. All right. So now I'm going to talk to the people that are at the, play soccer with my kids, the soccer parents. Well, they're going to go in my church leg underneath and blend in because obviously they're you're not going to get all the church in and then start another group. You're going to have multiple groups that you've got that you're working, but when you structure them, it's important to segregate them so that they don't compete with each other for prospects, okay? Now, again, day 8, we're reviewing your Zenoa, right? What's your dream? Keep it in mind. You got to always remember, why am I doing this? Because by now you got a few no's. You might even have somebody telling you you're doing the wrong thing. I can't believe you're doing that. Can't believe you're doing one of those things. Are you kidding me? I knew somebody that tried that. It didn't work. Oh my God, they lost all their friends. You're going to hear this stuff. It's garbage. That's not true. All right. Your friends are going to respect you, right? If your friends thought you were an idiot before, they're going to think you're an idiot now. Hello. If they think you're a genius and you're amazing now, they're going to think you're amazing. Before they're going to think you're amazing now. It has to do with relationships. It has nothing to do with Zenoa. Don't be fooled. Don't fall into that trap, but keep your dream in front of you because that's what keeps you rolling. All right. Know this. And I can tell you this by personal experience. When I first got started, I was 20 years old. And people say, you'll never make any money in that. I know, blah, 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 blah. When I made millions of dollars, you know what they said? We always knew you were going to make it. We always knew you were going to make it. You're so good. You know how to talk to people. Are you kidding me? I couldn't get a date. And you're telling me I was good at talking to people? I was terrible. I was scared to death. First time I did a presentation, there's still probably a puddle on the floor where I peed my pants. I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know. So don't, down the road. And then some people are going to say you were lucky, right? Real lucky. I was lucky. There's no such thing as luck. You're going to make your luck, and it's going to be how many people you show this to and how many people you can funnel into a system that'll help them build. That'll be your luck. You're going to make it. All right. Now, today's assignment. Ooh, it's kind of lengthy. Follow up with everybody that you sent a video link to. That's going to be constant now. From now on, you're going to be constantly following up, getting back with people. Never let 24 to 48 hours go by where you don't continue to try to get back with them. Fire them off email. Eventually, you're going to, if they don't respond after 3 times, then you might stop, trying, because obviously they're trying to send you a message. But sometimes, every once in a while, you get a message that's like, hey, I was out of the country for 2 weeks. I got your messages. Sorry I didn't return them. That can happen, but they'll still call you, so don't worry. Okay? Call them on the phone. Ask if they got your email. Okay? If you can't send them, if they like, you could send them some more information. Let them know you're excited about your business and you appreciate your support. Even if they don't get involved, you'd appreciate if they just encourage you. That's always kind of a neat thing to do. You said, listen, Sally, I know that you're not going to get involved. That's great. I totally respect that. But can you do me a huge favor? Just encourage me. You know, because a lot of times people are going to tell me it doesn't work. And I need you, my friend, to tell me you can do it. You know, because you might not want to do it. That's okay. But I do. I want to do this. And I'm really excited about it. And I really hope that you'll, you'll encourage me. All right. And so just tell them that you'd also appreciate their willingness to look at the opportunity, willingness to try the products. Okay. And, just go from there. If they don't respond, okay, ask them if they got the message with enthusiasm. Ask them if you can send them more information. You're constantly just getting back. Here's the bottom line. Be very gracious with whatever they say. Respect them, and they'll respect you. If you don't respect them, or you act condescending, or you come off with an attitude like, what are you, a nut? Are you crazy? I can't believe you don't see this. Your enthusiasm is good, but don't put people down with it. Don't beat people over the head with your enthusiasm. Sometimes people are kind of like, I don't like that person. They're always up. You know, be human. Be, kind of be normal to a certain degree. And then always remember, smile. Okay, smile. They can't take your birthday away. Everything's good. Next. You're only looking for 3, so don't get discouraged, all right? So, hey, listen, we'll see you tomorrow. And remember, the affiliate that shares it the most wins. I like to end with that all the time. Just remind you, next. Just keep going, all right? We'll see you tomorrow.